Aside from YouTube, I believe that Instagram is probably the most powerful platform for you to build your personal brand on. So today I'm going to tell you about something I call the coffee table strategy. This is a strategy that is designed to help you get to 10,000 followers on Instagram this year. It doesn't matter whether you are starting from zero or whether you already have a following. This is going to be something that I think is going to blow your mind and is going to help you really change the direction of your brand on Instagram. This coffee table strategy, I'm calling it that for a reason. Let's get into it. Hey everybody, this is Roberto Blake helping you create something awesome today. Welcome back to the channel. For those of you who are new here, first of all, welcome. Thanks for dropping in. My name is Roberto Blake. I'm a creative entrepreneur, a public speaker at events like Social Media Marketing World, VidCon, and I run my own social media coaching business, AwesomeCreatorAcademy.com. Today I want to talk about Instagram, specifically how you're going to get to 10,000 followers on Instagram. This is my 2019 content strategy that I call the coffee table strategy, or you can call it the coffee table method. Roberto, that's stupid weird. Why are you calling it the coffee table strategy? Well, this book here, Humans of New York, basically teaches you everything you need to know about how to grow on Instagram without saying Instagram even once. Now, for those of you who don't know, Humans of New York is a great collection of photo stories by Brandon Stanton. It's phenomenal, and I think that the value of it is just how human it is. The fact that it is human storytelling. You should definitely pick up this book. It really is, I think, a great example of how you capture people's attention. Most of you are probably familiar with what a coffee table book is. It's a book that's usually a collection of gorgeous photos with a single unified theme. You hear that? Beautiful photos with a single unified theme. Each of these photos tells its own story, but is not really breaking with the theme of the other photos that are in the collection of the book. And this is why you need to follow this strategy specifically to grow on Instagram. Humans of New York is a pretty thick book. I would be shocked if there are less than 1,000 individual photos and captions in this book. And that is the secret to 10,000 followers on Instagram, especially if you're trying to do it in 1 year. A collection of gorgeous, interesting photos that tell very powerful stories and are, captured in a very unique way and style. This is what it takes to be successful on Instagram if you think about it. You need to pick a unifying theme for your Instagram. What is it about? Is your Instagram about motivation? Or are you living an aspirational lifestyle? Is this about world travel? Is this about your journey as a photographer? Is this about your journey as, somebody who's overcome depression and anxiety? Is this about your entrepreneur journey and your hustle? What is the story? What is the unifying theme? And can every single one of these pictures that you're doing convey that message? It also helps if the photos don't suck. That's really important here. The other thing that will help is a powerful message that goes with that theme. So I would try to kind of take a position of what story are you trying to tell, and then how do you make that easily understood to the average person. The next thing is taking over 1,000 photos and posting them in the course of a year. And I think the easiest way to approach this is to create something awesome today philosophy. In this case, it's going to be doing 3 or more posts to Instagram every single day consistently for a year. And this is why it's going to work. This comes down to simple math. You have to post these powerful, attractive images with a clear message. You also, if you're starting from zero, need to front load your Instagram the first day with more than three photos. You need something that when people see a new image and they see you posting, they have something to go back and look at and say, oh, it's worth following this account. So you need to start by front loading your account a little bit early with some more photos. Or if you're starting a new strategy and you're changing your Instagram grid, then you need to try and accelerate that a little bit more. So they all have to be great photos and great captions. If you hit or miss, the good news is by posting 3 times a day or more, you have opportunities. This is what's going to get you up to 1,000. And why does that 1,000 matter so much? Well, if you're trying to get to 10,000 followers, here's the simple math. If every photo is good enough to get 10 or more people to commit to following you once they see it, because they become interested in what else you're posting, whether it's the photos alone or the captions or the story. That's what's powerful. And Instagram, the algorithm doesn't do chronological order anymore. It's based on people's interest. So by picking a singular unifying theme, finding the elements within that theme and stories that you can tell, you have this powerful opportunity to get those 10 new followers with each and every post. And when you're posting 3 times a day and you're getting 10 or more new followers and your stuff is great and it's compelling enough that people might share it, now you're onto something. Now you have the opportunity to grow and amass that following. Now again, the coffee table strategy goes even further than that, because what do people do and what is the point of coffee table books? To start and to spark a conversation, to break the ice. Now that you have all these posts, you need to engage with the people commenting on this post, and not just on your comments of your post, but go back and look at these people. You don't have to follow them back, but engage on their post as well. And if it's something that fits your theme or your narrative, consider sharing it. This is the other value of Instagram stories, is having a conversation with the following that you're building, with the audience that you're building. By sharing a post that you made one of the 3 times out of the day in your Instagram story, and then talking about it and asking for feedback or asking for a conversation around that post, now this gets really interesting and you have a way to drive more engagement and to activate people, because now they're part of the conversation. Another way that you can, kind of get people to do that is you can say that, hey, I'm going to do a video reply to the comment that I like the most. This incentivizes people because you're offering access. You're allowing them to be part of the conversation. You're allowing them to, in a way, sit down for coffee with you and talk about this photo in your coffee table book. You see how powerful this analogy and this strategy is? It's very human. Again, coffee table books bring people together. They break the ice. They get us past awkwardness. They give us something to talk about, something to be fascinated in, and it lets people break down their walls. And Instagram is an emotional engagement platform where you have the power to break through to people on an emotional level around what you share in terms of your interest and your values. Your hashtags are not just a strategy that you're deploying, they're a filter for the relationships that you want to have and the conversations that you want to start. And conversations are more powerful when they're focused and when they're consistent. So having consistent hashtags that you utilize, making a branded hashtag for yourself so that people can identify and follow that as another way of remaining part of a conversation is important, because people are then opting in. And that is something that you have to really appreciate, that somebody is saying yes to you. Someone is saying yes to this conversation, yes to this topic, yes to this community. A lot of people focus on making their grid as pretty as possible. My strategy is different. I would say that a grid that looks very interesting, but where things fit together, is nice. I would tell you to go look at a coffee table book, copy a couple of random pages, print them out, and then assemble them in an Instagram grid and realize, oh wow, these things aren't the same, but they do kind of fit together stylistically or by the nature of their theme. And so if you use a stylistic approach, I don't think it's about having a perfect grid. I think it's about having a beautiful, perfect shot that works, even if it's in a grid or if it's standalone, because most people just scroll through their Instagram. So only a few people bother to look at the grid, and it's usually a quick way to find other more interesting pictures to go into, and they pick and choose what they like and what they're interested in seeing what that's about and looking at your back catalog. So again, approach this from the perspective of making a coffee table book that has 1,000 interesting pages. And then that's year one. If you do this 365 days, 3 to 5 uploads, then what happens is you have this great collection and you have this thing that draws people in. And here's another tip for you. This one is actually a little bit of a hack. You need to set up a Twitter account you need to set up something called if this then that, ifttt.com, ifttt.com, if this then that. There's an automation called recipe, and it's going to be post from Instagram to Twitter. And the reason you want to do this is the automatic posting from Instagram to Twitter just tweets out a link, and who cares, right? But what this will do is it will tweet out the actual photo from Instagram along with a portion of your caption and a link back to your original post on Instagram. If you use this in combination with hashtag strategy just right, then you can bring an audience in to your Instagram account from Twitter through shared interest in hashtags or from you having a following on Twitter. And that's a way for you to siphon from Twitter to build your audience on Instagram a little bit faster. So now you know how this coffee table book, Humans of New York, has influenced my Instagram strategy, grown me over 10,000 followers. Most of that I did in a single year. I have almost 14,000 followers in Instagram right now. And I think that if you take this strategy to heart and you post more often to Instagram, that you will be successful. I didn't necessarily have to do I didn't quite do 1,000 Instagram posts as of the making of this video. It's pretty close. But I'm convinced that if you do 1,000 quality posts to Instagram, whether it's quality graphics, quotes, memes, photos, I think that if every single one of those posts has the possibility of bringing in 10 to 30 people, that the math is going to scale, and that by doing those 1,000 posts, you get to those 10,000 followers a lot sooner, especially if you use a unified message, a unified theme, and visual style, and you build your brand that way. And remember to continue and to engage the conversation. Go to other people's Instagram, go to their coffee table book, talk about it, especially if it's similar to yours. Have a culture of sharing other people's stuff in your post. Many of them will return the favor. The conversation is how you're going to grow and build community. People go to a coffee shop because they want to talk to other people. They don't want to be isolated. They don't want to be alone. They want to build relationships. So don't sit there and be selfish and sit in the bubble of your own Instagram. Go and reach out to people and be genuine, be authentic, be engaging, and be somebody that's adding value to a conversation. Question of the day. What is it you do to break the ice with people and to foster a relationship? I want your best icebreaker tips and how you make things less awkward in the comment section, because I think that's going to be super helpful to people. If you don't have one of those, then give me your best Instagram tip if you're somebody who's into that. If you guys want more videos about Instagram, also just kind of let me know in the comments, because I actually really enjoy the platform. It's the one that I feel very comfortable in all the time, and I love photography. So if you got Instagram tips or you want to see more videos of mine, then definitely let me know in the comment section. Like this video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe. Check out the other awesome stuff on the channel. As always, you guys, thanks so very much for watching, and don't forget, go out there and create something awesome today. Take care.